私の攻撃は奴に効きません。理由は説教の時に。
It has admittedly been months since I finished the first half and awaited the end of the season, but even though my memory is slightly hazy, I'm immediately impressed by his cold, logical and calculated approach to the problem before him, very indicative of his character from what I recall. I'll tell you what else I'm impressed by recently is the new brand Fan Home, who are dedicated to building unique collections and build-up models from Star Wars and Marvel, and of course, Naruto. On top of this, you can get fully illustrated magazines chock full of inspiration and covering various facets of your favourite anime characters that you likely didn't even know about. I mean, for real, if you're like me and you enjoy doing a deep dive on your favourite characters, these magazines have got you covered. So don't hang around and miss out. Be sure to visit the Fan Home website, and if you fancy it, check out the link in the description and use the promo code to get in on the early bird gift, giving you 3 additional special gifts: a t-shirt, Naruto cap, and a handy Naruto wallet. Check it out, and thanks to Fan Home for sponsoring the video, and now, back to business. Goodness me, I missed the animation quality of Jujutsu Kaisen while I was away. Like, I won't lie, I did enjoy The Promised Neverland Season 2 as an anime only. Check out that video if you haven't already, but the difference between the two in animation quality is immense. Some of the best looking not running on the spot I've ever seen, bruh. Oh dear lord, I missed that. Whatever it is. I legit don't even know if it's animated, CGI, or like claymation or something. It's nuts. This is insane for 2021 and must be praised. Anime don't really do this. It's so fluid. A wonderful job is done here of reminding us of the human element to these poor creatures. Oh, okay, I get it now. A lot of people mentioned how I'd probably be doling out heavy 2 wins awards during the second half, and, well, let's face it, they're not wrong. So let's kick off this video with a maximum and rare 2 wins award for what can only be described as a scene of godlike animation and hypeness. Sudden plot twist! Absolutely brilliant Nanami flashback right there, learning about why he left his job initially, what he did in between, and why, and how it deeply affected him. It was far from an emotional or action-packed scene, but there was a serious level of authenticity behind it that I loved, that I've been craving since leaving Jujutsu Kaisen and working on other projects.
それはもう大勢の方にいただきました。悔いはない。
Now that was friggin' epic, because they painted the picture of Nanami accepting his demise right there. Plot twist!
無料空所や自閉炎鈍化のように相手を領域に引き入れた。
This right here was one point everyone seemed to agree on. I should have winned it in the first half, so take a win here to make up for his domain expansion and that stunning animation from it.
言ったはずだぞ。 2度はないと。奴以外は心底どうでもいい。
I swear, this little bit to the story right here is as intriguing to me as what's inside of Asta's sword in Black Clover episode 118, give or take, which yes, is roughly as far as I am at the point of writing this. Also, while I got you here, please be sure to comment. It seems even more important than liking, and it means the world to me, so please help me out and get that YouTube algorithm to show me some love and help feed my wife and I and our 2 pupsters. Insanely accurately putting together this war zone and where damage has occurred from a bird's eye view. Dedication!
最後のチャンス。
This This 1 minute long sequence gets a fat win, not only for the sudden art style changes he threw his attack, but for circumnavigating the age-old anime cliche of letting your enemy heal up and instead outright attacking while the iron is hot.
ナナミ、俺は今日人を殺したよ。人は死ぬ。それは仕方ない。
死なない程度にしてくださいよ。今日君がいなければ私が死んでいたように。
Him growing and learning, realizing he cannot save those who have been turned, but can only fight to save those close to him like he did that day. But his sadness here is very realistic and indicative of real life.
今聞いてるのは罪の話だ。お前に下った罰については一人で噛み締めろ。
先生の罰は。
Good to see this horrible lad is finally getting some punishment for his crimes that led to all of the death and destruction happening at the school in the first place, and the anime not simply moving on from it. Just so much stunning light effects from the sun shining through to the balance of shadows and CGI. I will never stop being a fan of moments like these in anime. Everyone gathered together enjoying a meal, talking and relaxing just really breaks up the intense moments. I love it and I don't even know why.
伏黒でも作れるよ。教えたから。早く二人に会いてえな。
This brief and handy reminder letting us know that they're still one group and that one side still believes the other to be dead, and I cannot wait for that reveal.
やっぱり人質取ってはっきり縛り作らせるべきじゃなかった？
いや、縛りはあくまで自分が自分に課すものだ。他者の介入や他者間との縛りは簡単ではないよ。
Nicely reversing the cement truck and pouring that bad boy all over any potential plot hole resulting from a seemingly much easier way of forcing a pact back then.
指をすべて集め、宿儺に献上するか。結果わしらが全滅しても。
I'm sure I gave this plot a shout out in the first half and I'm doing it again. I'm so intrigued by the notion that their plans basically interject and overlap. The school wants him to consume the fingers, these curses also want him to do the same. But their plans are aiming at vastly different end results naturally, but I can't help feeling that's so clever as a plot.
それまで待てないだろう。最悪、虎杖裕二が上に消される可能性もある。
Then they follow up the last win by explaining away why they're feeling the need to move at all, given that the average person would say, why not just let them do what they're doing? But of course there's more to it than that. The higher-ups getting involved, testing his strength to hold the fingers, and of course potentially doing away with the lad. I swear it's OPs like this that make me so happy to be able to do this for a living. I just legit feel blessed witnessing an anime in its peak art form like this right here. This is one of those OPs where the animators clearly worked so incredibly hard and it just shows. And it's matched up stupidly well to the beat of the music as well. It's like the song just fits. Hats off to them for this one, even better than the first I'd say, and I cannot wait to see the scene showcased in the latter half of the OP.
じゃあ、廃棄のおにぎりでキャッチボールしながら政教分離について語ろうぜ。動画上げて炎上しようぜ。
I really missed his carefree and kind of childish, playful attitude to everyday life whilst contrasting that with moments of extreme seriousness when he needs to be. It's what is elevating him to new levels in my mind all the time, especially when you also factor in his insane power. Also though, actually taking the time to properly print stuff onto this newspaper that 99% of people won't even take note of, but you can legit pause and read parts of it.
先生、俺何したらいい？何もしなくていい。僕の言う通りにしろ。流れるままに。だから何したらいい？
This. I could... Her being in this anime will never stop being a win, and I don't wish to discuss it any further, so get off of my damn back about it, would you?
おい、来たぜ。
Not gonna lie, her being in this anime is also a massive win, and I'm still not getting into it quite frankly. You can't make me!
わざわざお出迎え？気色悪い。
Lots and lots of very interesting looking new character odas!
乙骨がいないのはいいとして1年2人はハンデが過ぎないか。
Also though, let's be real, characters like him and the panda existing within this world's story makes it so much more interesting.
はい、京都のみんなにはとある部族のお守りを。歌姫のはないよ。
いらねえよ。
That!
はい、おっぱっぴー。絶対嬉しい。
都の人らはお土産に夢中。
I'm not even kidding when I say that this is some legit Konosuba levels of comedy. That's brilliant.
なんか言うことあんだろ。
Showing us a bit of true emotion on her face was such a nice touch for her character and ties in nicely to her feelings shown during the end of the first half video.
ルールは簡単。指定された区画内に放たれた2級呪霊を先に払ったチームの勝利となる。
I smell the distinct aroma of a battle art brewing and it's clearly been sizzling away on the grill for a couple of hours and smells tasty as hell.
相手を殺したり再起不能の怪我を負わせることのないように。
This might sound odd since I winned him in the first half, but this dude gets this video its own standalone win, and purely because I just recently played through Yakuza Like a Dragon and he was in that. You'll know why he gets a win if you've ever played a Yakuza game. They are so legit and it was so good. But yeah, he's awesome.
俺は今日大変な一日だな。すこぶる機嫌が悪いんだ。運が悪かったんだよ。お前らはのないように。
んなことよりユージ、戸ざま返せよ。サトルに借りたろ。
貸してあげる。
壊した。
五条先生が持ってるよ。
あのバカ目隠し。
It's hit me so hard already how impressive the characters are written and the dialogue. It just flows so naturally, comedy lands so nicely, and there's a subtle hint at how characters are feeling too.
謀略策略勝手にやれ。ただし次俺に指図してみろ。殺すぞ。
Ooh, totally forgot how intense this guy is, but also how he sticks to his morals. He's not going to be a party to taking out the lad. It's not his style, and I like that. I actually like him a lot. We share the same tastes and stuff.
そうじゃねえ。何かあったろ。
は？なんもねえよ。あった。けど大丈夫なのは本当だよ。
This moment demonstrating what I was referring to in win number 196, where characters interject feeling and emotion into scenes, just showing that they pay attention to one another like you would in real life, makes them and their interactions just feel more genuine to me.
そんじゃまあ勝つだ。
Cool ass looking end of episode starts! Visually, one of the best EDs I've ever come across. Certainly in my top 5, with its beautiful filmed nature of everyone out and about at school and enjoying time together at the beach. Mix that with the relaxing tunes, and we're left with what can only be described as a truly lovely ending to each episode, and further solidifying their friendship with one another. I'm seriously starting to find these end of episode moments ludicrously entertaining. I'm not even kidding around, I loved that. It's so different from the episodes themselves, but you can tell they take part within the same universe still, and that makes it even better.
ボス呪霊どの辺にいるかな。
放たれたのは両校の中間地点だろうけど。
Even for a scene as simple as this, they have the characters showing off varying speeds, whereas you know full well 99% of other anime would repeat the running animation over and over till the conversation was finished.
だから無視無視。
すな。
Oh my word, that was legit!
ぶっちゃけお前は予定外の戦力だからリタイアしてもあんまり困らん。
ひでえ。
This is really interesting within the story, because of course none of them in that room are considering the idea that the principal has told the other school to take him out for good, and so their plan is to have him be on his own for a while fighting, which also plays into their enemy's plan to get at him. The long and short of it is that there's no ex machina going on. It all makes sense for these characters to be acting how they are, if you know what I mean. This isn't going at all as I expected!
ケツとタッパのでかい女の子かな。ジェニファー・ローレンスとか。
It is hilariously and stupidly great that we got a nearly 2-minute long, beautifully animated by the way, scene of an alternate world where these two are best buds, and purely because of their joint taste in women. Like, who does that in anime like this? I love that, and I love this. so hype!
殺す気じゃね
Rotating shot like it's absolutely no big deal whatsoever!
私と虎杖の位置が入れ替わっている。
And now he's using his ability to save him just now, and he's getting involved, and it's all too much. Just take a win. I swear this style of animating seems so rare, moving so many characters on screen at one time. It's so damn impressive.
認識が違うんだよ。お前らにはユージと過ごした日常がある。俺たちもさっきわかった。あれは善人。
I'm glad that they're explaining away the actions of the principal and the students. They're not simply saying, okay, these guys are bad and we're good, let's beat them. They're giving actual reasons as to why they've decided to take those actions, and most importantly, it actually makes sense.
西宮ちゃん遊ぶ
柄悪
Oh, so impressive suddenly going first person. What is this, an episode of JoJo? It's so good looking, it physically hurts! Ah! Not giving yourself away before you attack cliche, and to understand how that's a win, you'd have to have seen some anime sins videos.
術師の昇級は推薦制なのは知ってますよね。
Giving us a little more information about how these guys and gals can progress up the ladder in this world. Not only do they do a rotating shot, but then they go and delicately detail the fight still taking place within the rotating shot. I'm in awe at how smooth and high quality the animation is, in all honesty. Love this dude's character, how he takes a very odd joy in being beaten because he loves the art form of fighting so much, so when someone improves while in battle he cannot hold back his happiness, especially when he shares things in common with the person and they become his best bud, and the following teaching moment is just further indicative of this. Genuinely unexpected plot twist! Man the machine guns!
なんちって
Throw those grenades! We got another plot twist out of nowhere!
人形風情が
Whoa, okay, that looked horrible and opened so many questions and potential avenues as to how that works. Goodness me!
ルーストーン
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the animation quality is, for me, probably nearly as good as the first season of One Punch Man, and it may yet get even better, but that alone is an insanely good prize, and even though that attack didn't include as many frames as the last battle, it just looks great and reminded me of One Punch Man, so I figured I'd mention it.
対呪霊の格付けが今必要とは思えんが教えてやる
Oh, also, Betelgeuse from ReZero. I'm not sure, but it sounded like an "Aurora!" and not winning that would deeply upset my loyal JoJo fans, plus that battle goodness that follows.
肌は月明かりにも焼かれるほど脆く、常に全身の毛穴から針を刺されたように痛む。
Man, this is like borderline hitting me in the gut, and that's a weird feeling to describe. I'm not sad, but it weirds me out, just like seeing Griffith at the end of Berserk.
アルティメットメカマルもうアルマドロス受けるしかないアルティメットキャラ
Okay, that gets an ultimate 2 wins. That was incredible looking, and just what I was referring to when I mentioned One Punch Man earlier on, where there's an insane amount of detail to the attack. I'm blown away.
ちょっとムカついちゃった。なんだ、その姿は。
Well, this would just be stupid to not drop a win for. Just so many impressive angles and shots in this anime. They really do go quite inventive. Rotating shots, twisting bodies in the air, throwing numerous attacks, zooming in and out. The closest comparison in my head is Re:Zero for its battles and Demon Slayer.
よくやった方だ。人形にしてはな。その辺の呪骸と一緒にすんなよ。
That was such an incredibly sweet moment, and what made it even better was treating the villain like a normal person, not just someone who was in the wrong and now you're beaten. This trait Panda showed is also in great anime like Demon Slayer and Black Clover, hugely appealing to me, especially mixing in the emotional side aspect and showing us his interactions with his friends, or at least people he wants to be friends with. Yeah, that's right, just go and throw more animation at me, Jujutsu Kaisen! Damn anime should be ashamed of itself with the quality of this episode and heck all of them! How are you doing it so consistently? Again, still loving these endings, and not all of them will get a win, but this one gets it for just opening up these characters from the other school. I love learning about the bad guys, a bit of backstory, and why some characters act as they do.
この人めちゃくちゃ強い。相手は長物、間合いを詰めたいのにかわす受けるで精一杯。
Not only do they give us another first-person perspective during the battle, but then even a zoomed-out shot with them fighting in the distance.
これで4級術師。2級呪霊くらい難なく倒せるでしょ。
All of this!
投げだ。暗記。背筋？器用な人。
No word of a lie, right? When I wrote this, I literally laughed because I'm so in awe of the animation that I confused my wife saying out loud, Jesus Christ, that animation! But honest to God, it's beautiful. I honestly feel blessed being able to watch this right now with my grateful eyeballs.
視覚を共有するのは疲れるし。
本当かな。ぶっちゃけメイさんってどっち側？
I adore how forthright he is. He doesn't hide his feelings, even though right now there's meant to be this great big secret plan, and he's just there calling them out on it like it's nothing. Getting a full-on explanation as to how the game itself works and how they are monitoring the situation in there, ranging from the woman using her abilities to show the game on a series of cameras, to how they check to see who is in the lead taking out cursors.
女なら欠点だもんね。ああ。 呪術師が実力主義だと思ってない？
So many extra steps to achieve realism, from the shadows on her face passing along to the moving backgrounds and nearby trees. No one goes through this much effort in my recent memory.
てめえがめんどくせえのは分かったよ。
That's... Ugh, man, stop already!
舞ちゃんが求められてるのは
Learning more about discrimination among Jujutsu's clans and ruling families, and how this has affected Mai over the course of her life, resulting in her being as cold as she is. Again, just like I went before, it's explaining those bad guys' backgrounds, rather than bad guying for the sake of bad guyness.
どんな生い立ちだろうと、私はあいつが気に食わねえ。同じ生い立ちでも、私はマキさんが大好きだ。てめえらこそ。 これから乗ろうとしてるバカがどんな人間か少しは考えたことあんのかよ
As if the scene wasn't good enough already, the mangaka then wrote into the scene a brilliant counterpoint, in that having a bad upbringing doesn't excuse their behaviour, especially when there are others around in similar situations who've turned out excellently, driving the point home when mentioning their target and her friend.
完璧も理不尽も答える義務がどこにある てめえの人生は仕事か！
What was that? Like freaking 30 frames?
Yeah. 届いたわよ。
私のほうきの枝。
てめえらだけで勝手にやってろ。私は釘崎野原なんだよ。私がトンカチで殴れば下手すりゃ殺しちゃう。だから
ピコピコ。
はあ、もう一発。
For the amazing CGI, clean and crisp animation, her powerful words, her excellent attacks one after the next, and figuring out a unique path to victory over a strong foe, and the plot twist end, they can take another maximum 2 wins award. I mean, heck, they even animated sweat beads rolling down the blonde girl's head as she's flying upside down, and then going sideways on Nobara's face as she moves with such force. Beautiful!
あんた、マキさんのことどう思う？
Using this moment with which to build back up their teamwork and relationship since he's been gone for quite some time.
何？笑ってんのよ！したかよ！
This is absolutely sick! I feel ill! These 2 minutes going through some background on the twins and how they grew up differently with their differing abilities, but also the same in how they were treated by the rest of the clan.
6発撃ったな。大嫌い。
わかりやすく弾数でブラフを張るためのリボルバー。
Not only did this scene look outstanding and so damn stylish, but then we got a new cursed technique that opens up the world of possibilities further, just like the reveal of the domain curse, and this older sister is quickly becoming a favourite of mine. She looks so cool and badass. Wow. For someone I was actively hating, they truly brought me around so quickly with that speech, which was filled with pain at being left behind and forced to work so hard herself and go through so many hardships, all because her sister decided to leave the clan. And then the voice acting was superb to boot. Episode 18 kicking off right away, you gotta let me breathe! Get another unique cursor da!
はい。役立たず三輪です。
眠れ。
That is so clever, and again, unique. Love stuff like that. The more abilities can be opened up, I'm a huge fan of it. Being nice to animals is always a win.
安心せい。笛が鳴るまでおとなしくするようしつけてやる。
Not gonna lie, that is incredibly creepy. That, right, was one of the extremely rare times where my mouth dropped in real life as I saw it. I just did not ever expect this thing to turn up and take out that creepy as hell curse. One of the best plot twists ever.
さて、俺らも仕事を始めよう。
Bruh, this is so hype, it reminds me of My Hero Academia Season 3 when they attacked one at training. You know the episode!
なぜ着難と偽り迎えた。
性質が術式を継いだ男児を埋めなかったからよ。
They're doing it again! He's not just a jerk for the sake of it, he's doing it for a reason. I love this level of storytelling. Yet more frigging angles and animation goodness. We're being spoiled, I tell you. We're not worthy.
単勝
I'd genuinely love to know what style of animation this is, whether it's CGI or whatever. I just love me a good old-fashioned art style change in an anime, and this one packs plenty of it. It's so good it's not even funny, mate. Unbelievable plot twist alert yet again! I know I already winned not running on the spot once, but take a rare additional win for that. How can I not show some love for animating them all running twice? No one does this, and if they do, it's not like this! Well, this arc, which I'm loving, just went and got even better at the notion of these groups being forced to team up in order to survive, and that the other two leaders are heading in to help too. I'm so hyped! This was totally unexpected!
五条先生のところまで行動。動きだ。
赤血操術仮払い。
I'm just gonna say this, Jujutsu Kaisen at this rate will be one of my top anime in general. Not just from this year, but overall. I am so impressed with its animation, its battles, its unique style, voice acting, storyline, plot twists, and character building efforts. This scene right here is just another example of many where the anime proves to be head and shoulders above many others right now, and the team must be praised. Take two thoroughly deserved wins here.
犬巻で止めて私たちで攻撃し距離を取るだがいつ今の均衡が崩れるかわからない
Having this lad who I previously disliked leading the group, taking charge effectively and creating a battle plan, but also at the same time understanding that it's likely only a matter of time until the plan falls to pieces is just really clever. That! And this!
呪具とは呪いを宿した武具のことを指します。その威力、効力によって術師同様4から1の等級に分けられており
This just really reminds me of Black Clover, where their magic is improved sometimes by the use of magical items, and it's pretty much the same deal here, and I love that.
Come!
Oh, it's so good, it's unreal. It's so good.
私らの仕事は終わった。戦士交代だ。
I was genuinely starting to get so nervous. It looked like such a bad situation all of a sudden, and then these mad lads drop in, and I'm so happy it's hard to describe accurately.
待て、いくらあんたでも。シグロ。大丈夫。頼む。
And that just really reminded me of All Might to Midoriya before he took on Nomu. So full of confidence. Whee! It's beginning in the best of ways with a metaphorical and literal splash of animation goodness. I can't believe I wrote that at the beginning.
空間は歪み
The attacks in this anime are unreal. There's no pointless use of CGI for some new attack, and instead it's all planned out within the story and all the individual's own abilities, and in this case, to amazing effect.
さあ、勝利を始めようか。
JoJo! guessed it, if you're a fan of this channel and you were watching this for the first time, then absolutely yes, I'm giving this a maximum 2 wins award. That was beyond insane to me. Such incredible amounts of detail. It really had me thinking of All Might and Midoriya at the end of the first movie moving together. To say I loved that would be a massive understatement.
問題ない。叩くなら今化け物め。
No joke, this dude with his voice acting and character in general is quickly becoming a fast favourite of mine in this anime, and one I'll start shouting out when I recognise his voice in other anime.
どんな女がタイプかな？
You?
俺からお前に言えることはただ一つ。止まるな。俺を信じろ。
オッケー、2つね。
He's so funny. My guy here putting together likely all of this in a split second, working out the enemy's attacks and his own plan of attack. Legendary!
お前がいるから。あ。
どうだ
Oh my god, I don't like where this is going!
まずは一人。
Okay, you know what? Take yet another 2 wins for that twist that I didn't see coming a mile off. I absolutely 100% forgot that he could do that. It's fantastic to have not done it for a good few episodes. And above all of that, what a weird and amazing ability it is, full stop. I love this so much! Rounding up the following 1 minute and 15 seconds into its own win, and all I can say right here and now is that Jujutsu Kaisen is legit quickly climbing the ranks into being one of the best anime I've ever seen. I am so very impressed with it as a whole, but this second half has truly been on another level. I'm in love with this anime, and I'm so happy that it's so popular, and so we're gonna get more of it soon.
ちゃん。
衰えることのない戦いの優越。
It feels like this level of quality comes so effortlessly to the animators, but we know that that isn't the case. It must be appreciated. So much hard work and dedication, all for the viewers' entertainment. Thank you to them. I gotta say, I love how he falls into his own unique version of a world in his subconscious in order to figure certain things out with the aid of the idol he loves. God, it might sound weird, but that attack was done so well I actually felt it. Is that weird? Let me know down below. I just felt that impact. It was so great. Okay, it's official. He's my favourite character thus far in this, and that's bananas when you consider that he's not a main character. Great voice actor, great personality and fighting style, and abilities especially. The animation or whatever that is on the attack, and then it getting blown away by your boy with his awesome looking eyes on full display, and it's all too much for me, I just need to lay down. Even though this old dude is a jerk for his prior actions, how can I not drop a win for how similar he is to Isaac Netero?
勘違いじゃなさそうね。
No, who the hell is this guy? How much better can the second half possibly get?
となると優先すべきはお前だな。
殺すな!
I can't exactly show it, as his arms and legs got mangled, but he tore him up! He's so cool! He's such a great character! This anime is too good!
術式順天青、術式反転赤。
待てブラザー。
フォード、なんで止める？
それ以上進むな。巻き込まれるぞ。
挙式紫。
これでは払えたかどうかもわからん。
Never did I think I'd be issuing out so many max wins for this second half, but here comes another. I cannot ignore that incredible attack. I literally said, oh my god, when it happened. Jaw open, I was captivated.
かわいそう。
Not sure what's going to happen, but the curse survived, and maybe this blonde lad is going to eat him? I don't know, but let's continue on cautiously. Let's all hold hands. These few minutes giving us a much greater understanding of the current plans that this group has now put into motion and how it's going to affect the story moving forwards, who they're targeting and why, plus a light extra drizzling of mystery added in as well. Then these few minutes detailing the response from the school as they have a debrief together deciding what they should do next. It's just a good thing to do after such a long series of battles, giving us a bit of downtime while catching us up on all of the events.
あんた、いつの間にあのゴリラと仲良くなったのよ。
いや、仲良くなったっつうか。
何あんた、酔ってたの？
釘崎は俺があの状況で酒を飲みかねないと思ってるの？
Then moments like these, which I've talked about so many times in other videos, is one of my favourite things, where the battle is over, the team is back together relaxing and sharing some food, and we can just chill and get a bit of team building and comedy moments without fear of a curse smashing through the wall, you feel me?
私抜きで話進めてんじゃねえよ。
それでこそブラザーの友達だな。どこへ行く？ブラザー！ブラザーは中学の時からあんな感じだ。
俺はお前と同じじゃね
え。This. Oh, it's so good. Everyone getting the chance to unwind with a nice little bit of sportsudar. And for some unknown reason, we're being told about her mango that has disappeared from the fridge.
Itadori, お前はなぜ呪術師をやっている?
Finding out that these two have pretty much the same reason for becoming Jujutsu sorcerers, albeit he wants to reunite with his mother, but the idea is to protect people, save them, and so on.
よし、3点。
うわー！成功！他か！
キャッチャーか。捕球、送球、リード、フィールディング、エトセトラ。
This right up at the bottom gets its own win. That's so brilliant. Itadori denies this.
カメラとか映んねえよな。
センサーじゃなくてドアオペレーターの方が呪霊の影響でバカになったみたいっす。
Weirdest win of the video goes to the level of detail in this driving scene. Most anime go nowhere near this standard, blurring the window so they can focus on the scene, whereas here we see everything.
っていうと、昔3人が同じ呪いを受けて、時が経ってそれが発動したって感じ？
Also, I'd just like to quickly drop a win for the change in pace back to investigating curses. For me, it's excellent to see how the story arc has developed over time. It's so not one-dimensional as a story. I adore it.
俺、中学、ここ。
それも驚きだけど、そうじゃねえだろ。こっち見ろ。
何した？
っていうかこの辺の不良半グレその他もろもろ伏黒さんにボコられてますから。ボコ
なんでさっきから片言なんだよ。こっち見ろって。
何してんのお前、何してんの
Whoever come up with that? Not going to show it, obviously, but Jujutsu Kaisen nicely diving into its darker side once again now that the previous episode's comedy and light-hearted centric episode is over, as we see a poor guy pinned to a wall and forced to eat a special grade curse. It was nasty!
残影も気配もまるで感じられませんでした。
スカ
呪われてる人はまだまだいるかも。これ以上人死には勘弁だろ。
確かにね。
I know it's a small thing, but man, they could have so easily had this discussion in the car with no background to worry about. But instead they realistically pop to the shop for a bite to eat. She has a drink. The road has cars passing by and people are walking about. It's just a small example of the animators going the extra mile and I love them for it.
やっぱり何か関係が。
自動ドアとはね、私の大学のレポートは伏黒くんたちに手伝ってもらってるんす。
It's cool how they avoid a bit of a plot hole there by sealing it over with these kinds of explanations that they give to members of the public, just like a dozen or so episodes ago at the prison when speaking to an inmate's mother.
自分の話をしなさすぎ。
だな。別に何でも話してくれとは言わねえけどさ、せめて頼れよ。友達だろ。
Perfect bit of team building that I mentioned before, and it's an ideal time to do it outside of the heavy battle-centric previous few episodes as the team regroups to aid their friend who tried to protect them.
じゃあ、お前らはそっち集中しろ。こいつは俺が払う。
Ugh, that was tasty right there! Seems like a good time to yet again praise the domain aspect of this anime, where the normally realistic environments can be completely changed to something quite otherworldly. Oh, also if you're confused, I say again, as I mentioned it in the first half, first time here though, and don't forget to subscribe because I love you and I can see how many people have subscribed and commented from a YouTube badge icon next to their name, and there's not many people who are subscribed and leave comments, so please do that. I'd love to see more comments from actively subbed people. Kicking off episode 23 with some incredibly lit animation, and I'm over here wondering why you thought it'd be any different to normal. That is, if that is what you were thinking anyway. That reaction, and let's face it, getting a serious JoJo vibe right there too.
1人目の自殺は6月。6月。
They really used the creepy soundtrack to great effect, with that off-sounding violin raising the tension when dealing with these disgusting-looking curses. And there it is, perhaps one of my favourite elements to the connection of the overall story, is that it's perfectly pieced together, nothing is pointless, and even this seemingly random side mission has resulted in another continuation of the overall arc.
強い。
Take a fat win for throwing us the viewer back into the deep end so soon after such a danger-filled arc, just putting across the feeling of urgency from the curses that doesn't allow for our heroes to rest.
はい、また僕の勝ち。
This domain expansion and the unique art style born out of it, which this anime does wonderfully, always using different styles, like the watercolor looking style at the end of every episode. Also adding to this is change of character, using the teachings of Gojo to push his limits and live to fight another day, with Gojo in the same scene demonstrating a very serious side to himself as he teaches, which was great to witness. After so many episodes of nothing short of stunning levels of animation consistency, for them to pull this out of the bag at episode 23 shows how much dedication they have to ensuring this anime season rocked.
サラチみてえな想像力と感受性で一丁前に息をしやがる。
On top of learning more about the lad and how he operates, I can't not shout out yet another change in the normal art style. Just such a big fan of that, shows so much creativity.
私の背中を見たら殺しを。
釘崎。
あ、兄じゃ。見たね。
どれ、なんかごめん。
Yet another curse on Dao Jojo! I have not a single clue what that ending was all about, but it made me smile ear to damn ear. That was hilarious.
釘崎、あの血触んなよ。
わからいで。
Kicking off an intense start to the final episode in true Jujutsu Kaisen style.
釘崎、もっとスピード出せるか。
無理。背中は任せろ。
頼んだ。
嘘。ありがとう。
I feel like a lot of anime would have taken the trope of don't pick me up, blah blah blah, but here she's fine with it, being a solid member of the team and letting him know she's watching his back. I love that, especially as she genuinely thanks him in a moment after he puts her down.
最短距離で先回りされたか。
Goodness me, if Itadori isn't just becoming one of the best characters in the entire anime before our very eyes. Nice and slow character and power progression like a real boss, and protecting her extremely quickly without any time to react.
そちらの少年は持って15分、お嬢さんの方は10分が限界でしょう。朝には骨しか残りませんよ。
What a stupidly intense but very effective way to add said intensity to the final episode as a timer is basically added to finish the battle before being rotted away.
術式の開示は済んだ。実際はもっと早く死ぬな。
Not letting me add an exposition-related sin to the opposite version by explaining away the reason for telling them about his attack. Telling us more about these specific curses and why they are so strong via their backstory, plus making it very dark, giving us an understanding of how these things come to be and opening up the world of the anime's curses a lot more as we reach close to the very end.
このままじゃどうせ死ぬんだ。じゃんじゃか友なりぶち込んでやる。友なり。
Her being such a useful badass, so very much in contrast to she who must not be named from Naruto, who just shouted people's names during battles. She's absolutely awesome and is granted lots of opportunities to shine.
虎杖裕二は止まらない。
God, this is so great!
まだこっちは見せてなかったわね。かんざしすぐに兄貴も送ってやるわ。せかすな友なり。
For me, they can take a likely final maximum 2 wins award. That just blew me away. Clear and crisp animation goodness, a brilliant song that synced up to the scene, lip syncing was beyond being on point, and they just went nuts with it. On top of this, they've managed to actually add a sorrow to me by showcasing these brothers who live for one another and the pain they felt seeing the other being attacked. That was so well done, and for me added a completely new dimension to their foes.
中祖返しの術式ではなかったのか。
ごめん。でもあいつ泣いたんだよ。目の前で弟が死んで。
そっか。
This glorious finishing move between the two of them and that fateful sorry, as he took no pleasure in ending the battle, likely taking pity on them, which to me always makes for a more endearing main character, especially as he explains afterwards why he's struggling with it.
犬並みの理解力だと思われてるな。
俺？こいつマジで？
Well now, I didn't see that coming, but it's worth a win for a twist that shows he can sometimes exert some control over his body even for just a second, and what implications that could lead to later on. They can take a final win here for this outstanding second half and overall season. I was blown away, and in all honesty, I'm overjoyed to be giving a fresh, new anime to get behind and enjoy it as it grows. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to check out my sponsor down below. Don't forget to please leave a like and a comment to really help me out and boost this video. And of course, ensure you're subscribed and don't miss out on everything coming real soon. Thanks again, and lastly, my Patreon is naturally linked in the description. Check that out if you'd like to vote in anime wins content to get covered, and just help me out in general. And of course, I'll see you all in the next video. Nathan Burr, Bird Without a Word, Tyler Warner, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Isael Caldera, Chris Harris, Jonas Schal, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, The Element Taylor Wars, Manuel Morales, Carnito, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Aura Keeper, Steelers, Amir Keenan, Sentimento, Jeffer6263, Master Tank, Kevin Nelter, Brendan Krier, Storm 970, Gaten Gaza, Matt the Marshmallow, Kaj Vorzelman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Amanda, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Oliver Gable, Kimi O, Adora Blue, Matthew Ditzworth.